Hello there campers, my name is Paul Hughes, I am the Lord of Leisure, and welcome to another video log thing where basically I'll waffle on for a few minutes, just like, I suppose just bring you up to speed with some shit here on news sometimes, and of course various other things I suspect. I mean, it's basically still been a lot of time where I've been kind of lazy, slash busy, slash whatever else, I guess, and it's been pretty much the same ever since the last video, I guess. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm having to concentrate a little bit more on stuff that pays the bills and all the rest of it, and I probably will still be doing that for the rest of the week, actually, which is why, again, I've been kind of slow on various things, but I did manage to do a couple of bits in the meantime. I mean, okay, this is not exactly in the realms of, oh my godness, and so forth, considering all the fun and frolics that, again, the news has been chucking out to everyone. I mean, that in itself is just becoming more of a soap opera day by day. I mean, God knows what's going to happen next. But anyway, aside from all that silliness, been watching House of Cards on Netflix. The 4th series started. I know Daredevil. I kept going on about this during the last Diablo live stream as well. The fact that I was amazed that anyone was watching that instead of Daredevil. But yeah, was watching House of Cards, the 4th series. And I have to be brutally honest, it's both good and bad that they've seemed to have thought about where they want to go with it. Because it seemed to be going back across a lot of things that were laid down in the first series. So it's kind of like revisiting past evils and maybe things start catching up with them. Obviously, without giving too many spoilers away. Sorry about that, by the way. I do that sometimes, and I have to watch myself. But so far, definitely so good. I mean, it's still very odd that the vast majority of characters are evil bastards, and yet you still root for them. You still want them to succeed, slash, well, actually just, even just see what happens to them. You kind of still want to stick with them. And to be perfectly frank, who wouldn't vote for Kevin Spacey above Donald Trump still at this point? You know, or hell, just, yeah, the character Frank Underwood versus Donald Trump. Who would be more trustworthy? I suspect Underwood. Really do. But I want to get to the end of House of Cards first, then binge on Daredevil, which looked absolutely fantastic with all the marketing trailers and everything else they've been doing. Really looking forward to the guy playing the Punisher and what he brings into it, because the guy from The Walking Dead, I don't know who the actor is, but he really, really, really looks like fitting the role of the Punisher almost to a T. You could just see him, and in fact, actually you do. If you go on Netflix, they had a little advert animation thing. He's holding a minigun. Yeah, he's basically pulling no punches and taking no prisoners. He's just killing people by the looks of things, and I can't wait to see it. I really can't wait to see it. Oh dear, dear. Actually, in terms of other stuff that's getting released, Batman vs Superman comes out on the 25th of March, at least in the UK, and it's really hard to see if anyone's actually bothered about it at all, remarkably. In fact, in terms of excitement, no, there's been not really one thing I've noticed. There have been various people I've been talking to, either at work or just out and about. It's just, they're not that asked. Is it really going to be a terrible bomb? I mean, I must admit, the more that people are saying about it, the more I want to see just exactly of whether or not it's going to be terrible or not. It's a very weird situation as far as that goes. So yeah, that'll be something to do. It'll probably be after Easter, I've got to be honest, you know, with everything. Oh yes, actually, this is something a little bit more productive. I have played a bit of Gears of War Ultimate Edition on PC and did manage to record some footage. I'll put some up now while I'm talking. And I can see an awful lot of what people have been complaining about. I mean, I do really want to do a proper full video of the gameplay and also the things with the Windows Store. I mean, I've said this before anyway on a few things, but I think there's definitely some decent issues to explore, mainly around purchasing stuff through the Windows Store and what type of app environment they're wanting all games to be put into, and whether or not in the short term it's going to be terrible, but in the long term it's going to be good, or indeed in the long term it's going to be terrible. I mean, in a strange sort of way, because of some of the things that I've observed with Gears of War Ultimate Edition so far, is it going to be reminiscent of what Microsoft tried to do with games for Windows Live? You know, when they were attempting to bring the Xbox environment to the PC platform all the way back, what, 2007, 2008 is when they started all that bullshit? And obviously making it a Windows 10 exclusive, various other lies, treachery, and deceit. I tell you one thing, it was definitely a hell of a lot more difficult to record footage. I ended up having to hook up a gaming laptop that me and the lovely lady of leisure recently procured. Hooked it up into the PC to actually capture the footage, because if I was using anything locally on the system, it wasn't working. Or at least when it did work, it was slowing down the capture so much that it was just dog shit awful. I mean, I was flabbergasted at this, and to be perfectly honest, I suspect that's why people haven't really looked at it in any real shape or form. It's just too much effort for what is, well, it's kind of a very silent release way after the fact on Xbox, and that doesn't really make much sense. But maybe with these type of things, they had to deliver their promise. I don't know. But suffice to say, there's definitely a lot more to investigate with Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and definitely, I really do look forward to doing the video on that. Hopefully, the weekend after all the lies, treachery, and deceit with work and various other adventures is all done and dusted. Hopefully by Saturday, which leads on to nicely, you know, doing some stuff over the Easter break. Whew, dear. So what? And by the way, what else is coming up on news sometimes? I mean, I started writing again. I have tried to actually start doing stuff, but every so often, I have to be honest, my eyes have started hurting. Now, whether or not I'm just overly tired or being a lazy fuck from not going to the gym at all the past week or so, I mean, it really shows. I mean, look, this fucking double chin is really coming through now. This is really a bad thing. But I did start to do some writing again. Hopefully I'll do a couple of extra bits over the week as well to fill out, you know, and actually give some extra stuff back. Right now, the past couple of days, I put on some of the stuff I looked at the PC Gamer Weekender, which was the first, well, weekend event by the chaps at PC Gamer, owned by Future Publishing. And also they've done some stuff in America at E3 and all the rest of that stuff. But this year, it was kind of like, here's the first show for PC people. Come and play with us forever and ever and ever. So it was just kind of nice to write some thoughts down, give a little bit of illustration with some stupid pictures, mainly of me going, and well, you see the back of my head a lot with headphones on or otherwise. I don't exactly know how sexy it is, but frankly, you know, I dress up well. No, I don't. It's a complete lie. Speaking of dressing up well, I really need to do something about this. I really need to go and have a haircut. Look at me. It's like I got a fucking mop on my head. Oh dear. Way to proliferate the stereotype about people who just hang back behind PCs and everything else, eh? So hopefully on usometimes.com there'll be some extra stuff. Time permitting. It really is just a case of time permitting for the rest of the week. I have to be fair. But speaking of stuff, you know, that's coming up, obviously there's Hanging with Mr. Diablo. The next live stream is going to be on Sunday, the 27th of March at 7 PM. On twitch.tv/Lord of Leisure, and you can join me talking complete and utter bollocks with Jeff, the Witch Doctor, and, well, not Diablo anymore. We get Diablo for one fucking live stream, and then obviously he was such a pussy. He was such a pussy to beat. I tell you what, the expert setting on Diablo 3, even on the PlayStation 4 where I'm not used to the controls and I keep forgetting them, it's way too easy. And yet I can't change the difficulty up to make it more of a challenge where I actually have to concentrate until I finish the entire game and get to, I'm not sure, level 60, level 70, I think is some Paragon thingy, but aside from that, I can't change anything. It is as difficult as I can actually make it, so whether or not it's any good, I honestly don't know. And thank you for those who've been joining in as well. I mean, it's been kind of nice, being able to talk complete bollocks, and I have missed it, as I was saying on the live stream. I basically, I don't do it that often these days. Let's see what happens in April, trying to get my mojo back. I mean, in theory, oh dear God, look at this, it's just all, yeah. I mean, in April, in Hearthstone, April or May, I'm guessing that's when they're going to be releasing the next card expansion. That came out in terms of news, when it was Whispers of the Old Gods, and yes, I am a sad bastard. I am definitely going to be getting the new cards, and I will have no doubt return like a drug addict to Hearthstone to to effectively piss away my life on playing a non-existent card game again because I'm such a sad bastard. Yeah, that's me. That's me all over. But before I go, I'm going to actually sign off with some free Steam keys for various games from Square Enix. They'll be on the screen. And so basically, they are first come, first served. You can help yourselves. If they're there, they're there. Knock yourselves out. It's all jolly good stuff. Alrighty. But that's about it. Oops, excuse me, in case of the windy pops. But that's about it. Thank you very much for watching this little video. What's it? And don't forget, there's yousometimes.com for occasional new bollocks. There's twitch.tv/allofleisure when I actually do live streams and various other things. And then, of course, twitter.com/allofleisure for when I'm just posting or retweeting various bits of shit. Basically, I guess. You can also email in, paul@whosometimes.com, YouTube at whosometimes.com as well, for anything about the channel or otherwise. Let me know if there's anything you want us to do in terms of looking at various things. I mean, the Gears of War thing is quite interesting because I have failed to see anything massively done about it. And there may be some other stuff that's to come. I don't know. But for now, campers, I'm going to go. And I will see you all again very, very soon. But for now, cheerio!